Now, Dominic Ongwen was a commander in the Lord's Resistance Army in Uganda in 2003. Today, he's before the International Criminal Court in The Hague, accused of committing war crimes. Fidelis Mba reports.
Dominic Ongwen is a former child soldier who became deputy leader of the Lord's Resistance Army.
Mr. Ongwen, please stand up and identify yourself to the court.
He is the first member of the LRA to appear before the International Criminal Court. The war crimes charges against Ongwen date back to the group's reign of terror in Uganda between 2002 and 2005. Last year, he surrendered to U.S. forces in Uganda who had been deployed to capture him.
I was kidnapped in 1988. I was taken into the bush when I was 14. And now I am here in front of you. I am present at the ICC and I would like to thank you for being able to meet you.
The LRA began its offensive against the Ugandan government in 1986. The militant group is accused of killing more than 100,000 people. More than 60,000 children were abducted and recruited as child soldiers. In recent years, the LRA has spread its attacks to South Sudan, Central African Republic, and Democratic Republic of Congo.
Where are the things?
Dominic Ongwen is accused of leading one of the group's worst attacks. It was on a refugee camp in northern Uganda in April 2004. At least 61 men, women, and children were killed.
We all sin in our thoughts, words, and deeds. I ask for forgiveness because I used to think war was the best thing. Every day I cannot help but dream about it. I ask all Ugandans to forgive me for all the atrocities I committed.
Many years after, the attacks have subsided, but not the memories.
The government failed to do their duty to protect us in the camp here because they are the one who brought us together in the camp.
LRA leader Joseph Kony still hasn't been caught.
And Fidelis joins us now on set. So Fidelis, Dominic Ongwen is in front of the ICC. Just take us through exactly the process that he now faces.
Well, he faces 7 charges at the ICC, and what the judges will be doing is to confirm some or all the charges during the pre-trial, because during this pre-trial they will more like try to decide if investigations are required to substantiate all the claims made by victims and their relatives. So right now he's more like going to listen to these charges. He's already admitted that he's seen the charges, but that just trying to quote what he said. He said, I have seen the charges, but it's a waste of time, as many of the things said will be incorrect, which means he's actually defiant. He's not really more like as remorseful as he had claimed in that clip that you listened to.
So it's not showing many signs of remorse. I mean, what does this actually mean for the victims of the LRA in Uganda and elsewhere? Well,
Ongwen is the first LRA commander to appear before the ICC and any other court. So for them, this is more like the road to justice. They were hoping they would get justice. They are hoping that even if they are not compensated, that people who actually carried out these atrocities against them, against their relatives, will actually be punished and then set a precedent so that other people will not take a cue from what the LRA has been doing. So for them, it's more of justice, more like a hope that things will not get bad as it was from 1986 to 2006 when the LRA was pushed out of Uganda.
Now, you say Ongwen is the first to face charges. There is still someone who's very much at large and could do with facing some charges.
Yeah, that's Joseph Kony, the leader, because he's been evading arrest since 1986. This is for 3 decades. Armies have been hunting him. That's the armies from Uganda, Central African Republic, Democratic Republic of Congo, and South Sudan. And even special forces from the U.S. have been looking for Joseph Kony. But, surprisingly, it's been difficult trying to capture him. He's been pushed out of Uganda. Right now, there are reports that he might be holed up somewhere in the jungle in Central African Republic. Even at that, it's a very difficult terrain. And he has less than 500 fighters now, and most of them are child soldiers. But then the few that he's got are really so trained, especially they are so experienced fighting in that terrain, which is actually, they had no basic infrastructure. And even like the U.S. soldiers were saying, it's so difficult trying to, from the air, to actually detect if there are people in that very forest. So it's been difficult getting Joseph Kony, but with Ongwen on trial right now, if he opens up, he might actually give a clue to the arrest of Joseph Kony.
So perhaps some progress. Fidelis Mba, for now, thank you.